Mary had a little man.
The fault. We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
From radio beacon to radio beacon. I have a dream. Change has come to America.
Keep the faith.
This is going to be a disaster.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
It's a figment of your imagination.
Randi Rhodes Show. Turn up your mind.
It's Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, you bastards.
You know, girls, it's great to live in a democracy today, where freedom is everywhere.
Yeah.
But girls, we often take this freedom for granted.
Really?
Freedom of speech.
Yes.
Freedom of thought.
Yes.
And freedom of action.
Yes.
But you know, gals,
What?
just because a bunch of men signed that Declaration of Independence in 1776 doesn't mean that freedom was for men alone.
No?
Oh, no, you take Tom Jefferson,
Okay.
Ben Franklin,
What?
John Hancock. There's a hell of a guy for you right there.
Hello.
All these men had wives.
Yes.
They probably had a few broads on the side, too.
The right side.
These women wanted freedom just as much as their men did. But, gals,
What?
I wonder, do we? I think it's time that we women thought about it a bit.
Oh.
Hell, I think it's time we did something about it.
Hell.
So come on, fellow females of the 20th century.
21st.
Be glad that you're an American.
I am.
Proclaim your freedom.
Freedom.
Stand at attention.
Oh, dear God.
Pledge allegiance.
Allegiance.
And bounce your boobies, get into the swing. Bounce your boobies, the swing is everything. It makes no difference if they're big or small.
Those two.
As long as you give him your all.
Oh, dear God.
Bounce your boobies. Come on, honey, bounce them up and down. Bounce your boobies. Come on, bounce your boobies, honey. Come on, loosen the bra that binds you.
Oh, no.
Take it off if you feel like it.
Look out below.
Bounce your boobies.
Oh.
There we go. Doesn't that feel good? Bounce your boobies. You know, girls,
What?
men aren't the only people in the world today who have something to give.
Are you sure?
But it sure looks like it sometimes. Just look around you. Men stick out all over the place. Big fat cigars.
Yes.
Big fat stomachs.
Yes.
And just where they should stick out, oh, where is it?
Hello? Hello?
Yes, girls, we know what we've got and we know what they're worth. So come on, gals, let's get into the swing of things. Give your boobies some freedom. All together now. Bounce your boobies, let them rock and roll. Nut your knockers, keep them hot and so.
I don't know.
Just admit it, gals, it sure feels great to feel them swinging. Ooh, titillate. Bounce your boobies. Come on, bounce them up and down. Bounce your boobies. There, look at that gal. She's going in. Bounce your boobies.
Do it.
Oh, doesn't that feel good? Bounce.
Ow.
Bounce.
Ow.
Bounce.
Ow.
Bounce.
Ow.
Bounce your boobies now.
Hi, everybody. Bounce your boobies, everybody. Woohoo. Oh. Ow. Oh, ow. Oh, no. Ow. She's the best. Rusty Warren, everybody. Rusty Warren. You get a bounce. You get a bounce. You get a bounce. Woohoo.
All you people that have been calling me in for years, why doesn't she bounce her boobies?
Why don't she? Why
there
don't
you go.
she? There you go. There
Preserve
she,
it.
She
You
did.
got your moment.
You got it. And they're gonna, you know, today. Oh my God, Lou Gehrig. Yeah. Today is the very last live Randi Rhodes Show. Yay! We made it. We did it. Now, let me tell you something. At least I did what I said I was going to do, okay? I did exactly what I said I was going to do. I actually said I was going to open up a studio. I was going to build one. I was going to do it. I was going to broadcast for 10 years. I was going to, and nobody else I know does anything that they say that they're going to do, including the President of the United States. Doesn't do anything he said he's going to do. Not a thing he said he was going to do. You understand that it cost us about $6-7 trillion so far to have him as the president of the United States? Yes, it's been costing you money. It's been costing us money. It's because trust is the most precious thing, as anybody who's ever been cheated upon understands intuitively, instinctively. Breaking trust ruins every relationship, whether it's a trade relationship, whether it's an intelligence relationship, whether it's a boy-girl, a girl-girl, a boy-boy, a mother-father. Doesn't matter. You break trust, good luck getting it back. It may come back. It may appear sort of kind of like it did, but it will never, ever be the same. This man has destroyed every little tiny shred of goodwill and trust the United States enjoyed for, 80 years, 70 years? Some really long-ass time, just by being him. And what did he accomplish? Nothing. Nothing. Now that the stock, this is just so weird because he's taking a pass on everything. Now, in this weird way, phew, thank God I can go now with a clear conscience. But in this other way, destruction, destroyed. And I don't think he's done with the retribution portion of his, main event, which is his second presidency. But he's taking a pass on the following things, okay? He's taking a pass on the 145% tariff that just made so much sense against China when every freaking thing I'm wearing, you're wearing, every single thing I'm touching here, every single thing that is on my desk, your desk, your children's desk, their backpacks, in the backpacks, on the back, in Home Depot, in Target, in freaking Walgreens, in Walmart, comes from anybody? That's right, China. Moron. How did he think that was going to work? Because we were just drooling to switch places with them? We were just dying to work in factories. We were going to market ourselves as people with tiny little beautiful slender fingers who could make the most pristine and tidy stitches in dad hats. That's what we want to be. He doesn't even get his stupid MAGA hat here. He gets it in China. Everything. China. His ties. China. His shirts. China. David Letterman, who was like the best ever. It's not subjective with me. Do not go there. David Letterman had Donald Trump on his show years ago, years and years ago, and asked him about all this, America First branding stuff that he was into, even back in the day. And everything that he brought out, everything that Letterman was able to say was Trump branded, was made in China. Nothing was made here. Nothing. And thus, it is the way it is today. So now he's been told that the tariffs are a giant failure. Couldn't possibly work. And Scott Bessent, oh my God, this guy has humiliated himself. And, not that he cares. He's a billionaire, okay? He doesn't care about his, standing in the world, let's say, okay? He doesn't care about his pride. He doesn't care about, the way others might view him because they view him as having a lot of money. And in this country, that is, an entree. That's, come on in. You're welcome here. You could eat our beluga. You can, sip our champagne. We don't really care if you're a lying sack of crap. We don't care if you are a poser. You have the money for real, so come on in. Bessent has just made himself into a laughingstock among those of us who aren't billionaires. By going along with what he knew could never work and selling it and acting as if it was a brilliant plan and only people who were playing 5D chess, whatever the hell that is, understood the value and the beauty of the master negotiator that is Donald J. Trump. So yesterday, when the market tanked yet again, he secretly had a source, swear to God, in the room where he was telling CEOs that the true fact of the tariffs is they are not sustainable. Was never a good idea. It can't work. Won't work. And he was looking for somebody to leak it to make the market reverse course. Someone leaked it, the market reversed course. And then he had to work on getting Donald Trump to say he wasn't interested in firing the independent federal reserve chair. He wasn't interested in firing Jerome Powell, even though he was truth socialing over and over. Like his termination can't come quick enough. The guy is slow. The guy is late. Never liked him. He's a loser. He's bad. He's this. He's that. He had to go out in front of a bunch of cameras yesterday and microphones. Donald Trump did, and say, "I never wanted to fire Jerome Powell," and then the markets went back up. This idiot, this moron, this crazed lunatic, this guy obsessed with retribution can move markets. Yeah, that's the scary part.
All things Randi at RandiRhodes.com.
Go for launch.
Speaking truth to power, The Randi Rhodes Show.
President Trump got a scare from CEOs and the markets on Monday. What has led to what we're seeing today?
Yeah, I think the important takeaway would be in the last 24 hours, I'd say for the first time, we feel like in talking to White House officials, they're starting to make progress in persuading Trump that what he did early on was too dangerous and is really having ramifications that go beyond what he was seeing in his line of sight. Very important meeting yesterday in the White House. You had the CEOs of Walmart, Target, Home Depot with the president, warning him very bluntly, saying, listen, like, you're going to have price increases soon. You're going to have empty shelves in a lot of our stores.
Like in 2 weeks.
Like in 2 weeks. And you're going to have smaller companies going under because they're so reliant on trade, and that hasn't showed up yet at the stores, but it will soon. And I think the combination of that, watching the markets, hearing from other CEOs across different sectors saying the same thing, does appear, and I put quotes around appear because the president really is dug in on tariffs as a theory, but at least the White House officials who are trying to persuade him are, and that is an important thing to note about Trump. Like, if someone who runs a company as a CEO, you need people around you who will look at you and say, you know what, that's a dumb idea, and say it bluntly, or that's a dangerous idea, and say it bluntly. He doesn't have that. So when you're trying to persuade him, people have to either bring in other officials that he respects, or they have to say, no, sir, this is actually a genius idea if you move it this way. And so the process of moving him is taking a lot longer than those that don't like the policy internally would hope. So we'll see if he continues on this track, but certainly the comment on China, certainly the comment on Powell, the idea that was the media making it up that he wanted to fire him. They were reacting to his social media post where he basically called him a dog and said that he's a loser and shouldn't be in the gig. Like, is he saying he should be fired? No, but anyone else interpreting that might be fair to interpret it as that way.
Well, yeah, I mean, Trump said, quote, on Friday in a Truth Social post, Powell's termination cannot come soon enough.
Yeah, I mean, he said it, okay? And now he doesn't want to be the one who said it over and over again, who typed it and posted it over and over again on Truth Social, where his Easter greeting was just so beautiful. Did anybody see Donald Trump's Easter greeting? It was brutal, man. It was brutal. It was literally like talking to a fourth grader in a schoolyard who was, trying to steal your lunch money on Easter. There wasn't one kind or blessed word in it. There wasn't one, tip of the hat to, the resurrection. There wasn't one tip of the hat to the egg, except to say that the prices of eggs are way, 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 way down. When's the last time he was in a grocery store, do you think? Because I was in there Saturday, not way, way, way down. Like, you have your choice now between the $6 eggs per dozen or the $12 per dozen eggs. Why? I have no earthly idea. But that is kind of the array of egg prices that you get now.
When was the last time Donald Trump was in a grocery? He admitted that during the campaign, he learned the word groceries. It's a wonderful word. I learned this word groceries.
And he was saying he was going to bring down the price of bacon and lettuce and tomato. The price of a sandwich. This is all he could think of to like communicate to us what we do in a grocery store. I mean, it's so unfortunate. It's so. Can you imagine Trump in a Target? Can you imagine him like being sent to the self-checkout line? Can you imagine like what fun that would be just to watch him try and figure out what to do? Do you think he even knows what a barcode is and where to find it on various packages? Do you think he knows how to scan any item? I know when HW, the daddy, his one-term president, presidency, he tried to go to a supermarket, and he was faced with the scanner, and he did not know that was a thing. He didn't know that barcodes were now how pricing was put on. I guess he thought we still, did the stickies. You know what I mean? So he didn't know what to do about it. And that was painful. Okay, that was painful. But, I mean, this is what, 30 years later? Donald Trump could not do self-checkout. There is no earthly way. And he doesn't know what a gallon of milk costs. He doesn't know what good buttermilk costs. He doesn't know what a pound of chicken costs. He doesn't know he doesn't know the different grades of his hamburger meat, which he loves to burn. Everything with him is like burnt hamburger meat with ketchup on it. Fine. Who am I to judge? So, but he wouldn't know. Like if you were making a delicious, really delicious hamburger, you wanted 10% fat. He would not know that. And he would not know that the beef is sold with 7% fat, 10% fat, 15, and 20 if you're making a meatloaf. Yes, use the big 20. Use the fattiest of the fat. That's the flavor. But, I mean, honestly, and now he has done a 180 on everything. Everything. Not just, remember when he was saying that he would make Ukraine, he could bring Russia and Ukraine to peace even before he was in the Oval Office? Remember that? I don't even need to be in there. I mean, this was a war that never had to happen. They would never have done it if I was there. They would never have done it. And look what's going on. The killing, the likes of which no one has ever seen. No one has ever seen. Millions and millions of people dead. And he was trying to talk about the church spires. He was trying to talk about the gold spires that are on top of, Orthodox churches in Europe. And he couldn't. He's so irreligious. I mean, he's so gross that he called them spirals. He called them spirals. And he said that there were spirals. Do you remember him talking about this? Saying that there were gold spirals that had been all over the streets, the gold spirals. Now, I think the thing he was grieving for is gold on the ground, because he likes to put it up on his wall. This is what he told Bukele. This is a completely different Oval Office than the one you were here last time. Completely different. Because he put all that gold schlock in there on the mantle. Have you seen what he's done to this place? Oh my God! It looks like Saddam Hussein rose from the little spider hole he was caught in and redecorated. Oh, it's so bizarre. He's such.
I never thought kitschy would be a word you could use to describe
the Oval Office.
Seriously.
Oh my God! Oh my God! But he's the best negotiator. I'm the best negotiator. Guy could not negotiate himself into no bankruptcy as the house when he owned a casino. The house always wins, except when Donald Trump is the house. Then it goes bankrupt. The greatest negotiator. I can negotiate anything. So Ukraine, they're giving up on it. Do you know that? I mean, this is such a monumental day, not because, it's my last day, although, yeah. But this is the day that they gave up on making peace in Ukraine, you understand, because they're never, ever, never, ever, ever going to get Volodymyr Zelensky to say that he caused the invasion of his country by Putin, that he did anything to cause Putin to invade his country. And Donald Trump wants him to do that because he's a great negotiator. So they're going to give up on it. They're going to give up on it, which means Russia is going to now invade Europe. Enjoy that, everybody. I know I will, from afar. Like really, really a freaking far. As far away as I can get. I don't even think I want to travel to Europe, even though I want to travel to Europe. But he has taken on Russia and lost. He has taken on China and lost. He's had a tariff tantrum. He's taken on the Ivy League. Harvard is going to kick his ass up and down Harvard Yard. Oh, my God.
Connect. Perfect. To speak to Randi, call 561-270-3844. 561-270-3844.
God, this douchebag can move markets.
Clarify, you have no intention of firing Jerome Powell because your economic advisor, Kevin Hassett, a few days ago said that you and people in the White House were studying this idea of possibly doing that before his term ends. No. Do you have any plans on doing that?
None whatsoever. Never did. The press runs away with things. No, I have no intention of firing him. I would like to see him be a little more active in terms of his idea to lower interest rates. This is a perfect time to lower interest rates. If he doesn't, is it the end? No, it's not. But it would be good timing. She could have taken place earlier. But no, I have no intention to fire him.
That right there made the markets do a 180 from the downward trend to the upward side of the ledger. It's just so sad that we have a man who loves power and wields it so poorly, like nobody's ever seen before. The master negotiator is now giving up on China's tariffs. He's giving up on the Ukraine and Russia peace that he said he could do before he was even in the office. He didn't even need to be inaugurated. He could do it from afar. He's taken on the Ivy League, who are going to kick his ass. Harvard finally said, you know what? Screw you. Because you know what the demands were? This man is going after every single thing that every single autocrat is told to go after, from the, autocratic playbook, the fascism file that he, learnt from, that he reads every day on the toilet. Gold, But they say things like, go after the economy, crash it, go after trade, isolate your country, okay? Uber nationalism, make everybody think that whatever they're doing for, their country first. They're doing it for this country alone first. Nationalism, militarize the police force. That's another one, right? And kill education. Kill it. Kill it in its crib. Freedom of thought and freedom of action. But girls, I'm just saying she was so ahead of her time. It's just kind of amazing. So that's why he's going after the Ivy League. Also, he was never really welcome there. He was a C student at University of Penn Wharton, right? And everybody knows that. And so he's like, I'm going to get retribution against these schools that wouldn't admit me. I'm the president now, see, and I'm going to, retaliate. I'm going to withhold. He's talking about $2.38 billion withholding it from Harvard. You know what that money's used for? That money's not used for, just school gyms. That money's used for cancer research. That money is used for science. That money is used to, if he loves the idea of clean, beautiful coal, which doesn't exist, he should love supporting science that could possibly one day, no, they never will, make coal clean. Why won't they ever? Because there's no market for it. That's why. But honestly, the man is going after everything that makes us great. Everything that makes us smart is what makes us great. Everything that makes us innovative is what makes us great. Everything that makes us fair, that means our word is our bond, that our treasuries are always going to pay the yield if you hold them for the allotted period of time. You could take it home, take it to the bank. Do you know what I mean? And he has destroyed all of that. All of that because he wanted to say he was a master negotiator and could take on the world. And you know what he did? He crashed. He crashed and burned. He took a whole bunch of trillions of our dollars with him, but he crashed and burned, and that's a good thing. It's a really good thing. Now, let's move over to Doge for a brief moment and take a little victory lap here. So Elon, who I don't know what day it is. Is it ketamine day? Is it psilocybin day? Mushrooms? Is it meth day? I don't know. I don't know what's what's on his calendar for today's excursions into the universe. But Elon Musk, who takes billions of dollars from us, the taxpayer, for his exploding rockets, has most of his wealth in this company that designs Cybertrucks that look like coffins. And maybe now we know why. Elon Musk, as CEO of Tesla, has caused the value, the profits of that company to tank by, wait for it, 71%.
Oh, for God's sake.
Yes. Look at your Tesla stock and weep. 71% less profits this year than last year. People do not like him. They do not need to buy from him. The thing about Tesla was, it was supposed to be the first, and it was, I guess, for us, the first all-electric car, not a hybrid, but the first all-electric car. And it had this promise of being completely autonomous, meaning that it wouldn't have any steering wheel. It wouldn't have any gas pedals or brakes. It would be totally self-driving, an autonomous car. And that was the promise over and over, year after year after year after year. And it never really happened, you know. I mean, they kept crashing and burning and catching fire. And, you know, then he decided he would build something that looked scarily like a military coffin, like a big giant one, and charge $100,000 for it. And people were so stupid. They paid for that ugly monstrosity of a thing. I see them. They're all over Florida. Okay. You wonder who bought those. Florida man. Florida man bought those. When he's not eating people's faces because he's snorting flakka. Blast from the past. He's driving around in his cyber coffin.
I love looking in when I get a chance to pull up next to a Cybertruck in Florida. To see who it is. Who are you? Who are you driving this monstrosity around?
A guy who believes that Donald Trump.
Shamefully.
What?
Sometimes it's proudly, sometimes it's shamefully. It's a great study. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I could tell you who your guy is. Your guy is a guy who thinks that Donald Trump built a wall and Mexico paid for it. That's your guy. That's who it is. That's a guy who says America first while wearing a made in China MAGA hat, okay? This is a guy that says America first but really means America alone. This is a guy who pays taxes when Elon Musk does not and is very happy with that situation. Just, you know, real. This is a guy who believes that when Donald Trump says eggs are $1 or gas, he said this the other day, gas is $1.98 a gallon in some states. It was like almost like a My Pillow commercial in some states. May cause diarrhea, leaking of the heart valves or whatever. This is the guy that drives that truck. This is the guy that buys that truck. It's the guy that sleeps on a My Pillow, which is like shredded styrofoam. I never understood it. But now the sheets come from Giza, which is a fancy way of saying Egyptian cotton. Ooh, like he invented something. And, you know, he went to court, too. This story just got swept under the rug, but it's a beauty. It's a beauty. You're going to love this. Lindell went to court, and he's facing massive bankruptcy, massive. And he started crying to the judge in the courtroom, literally real tears, not holy water that he threw on his face to appear remorseful. No. And he said, I'm ruined. Yay! Oh, he has nothing left because he's also a mental case. Also an ex-drug addict, right? Guy was addicted to meth or coke or something. I don't know. Unreal. The bigger the cross, the larger the bankruptcy. I think this is your guidepost now. I think this is what you should do. Check it out. See if I'm right.
This is the Randi Rhodes Show. To speak with Randi, dial 561-270-3844. That's 561-270-3844.
Overnight, billionaire Elon Musk telling Tesla shareholders that his work with the Department of Government Efficiency is winding down.
I think starting probably in next month, in May, my time allocation to Doge will drop significantly.
The world's richest man insisting he will stay with the Trump administration, at least part-time, but will focus on his business.
Starting next month, I'll be allocating far more of my time to Tesla.
His remarks coming after his company Tesla announced a 9% drop in revenue from January to March and a staggering 71% drop in profits in the first quarter. Yes. The electric car giant blaming the growing trade war and, quote, changing political sentiment, which could have a meaningful impact on demand for our products in the near term.
You think? Everybody, the next Mike Lindell. Elon Musk. Yes, I said it. They're going to replay this ad nauseum, this show. So you can always mark it and see if I'm right. I mean, where was he calling from, this tech genius, Mars? Did you hear that phone? I wouldn't even put that on the show. It's just and here's the lie, okay? Let's just put it out there. Do you remember? I know it's just so hard to remember, like 90 days ago, because it's been crazy. It's been a whirlwind. It always is with this man, because chaos is how they steal. They distract. They literally cause chaos wherever they go. And then their motto, the Silicon Valley guys, these tech bros, is to move fast and break things. This is what they do, because when you move fast and break things, people are distracted about what you're really doing, which is taking their money, like the investor guys, the angel donors, the venture capitalists, and squandering it. So this is, kind of a nice way that Donald Trump operates, too. In chaos, he can grift. In chaos, he can steal. In chaos, he could say, I alone can fix it, right? And so this guy here, this Elon Musk, he's the next Mike Lindell. But the lie is this. It's really straightforward. When Doge became Doge, they actually said to us, meaning Doge and Donald Trump, when they announced that Elon was going to go into the government and he was going to find $2 trillion to cut, right? Howard Lutnick and Elon Musk at, some rally said, Lutnick said to him, how much do you really think you can get out of the waste and fraud game? $2 trillion, $2 trillion everywhere. It was like door number 3. It's like a game show. It really was. It was like a really rigged game show. And of course they couldn't do it. He couldn't do it because $2 trillion is not available to be cut if you're looking for waste and fraud. We don't waste that much money in this country. The fraud happens at the very top of the food chain, not at the bottom. This is why they went after the IRS, right? Because the IRS was going to start doing complex tax returns like Donald Trump's, like Elon Musk's. And they didn't want that to happen, so they gutted it. They gutted the place, right? This is what Doge was there to do, not to cut $2 trillion. They didn't come anywhere. They didn't get $1 trillion. They didn't even get $900 billion. They didn't get anywhere near those dollar figures. But they said at the beginning that it was going to be a temporary situation, right? Because Elon, he had his shareholders. He had other board members over there at the Tesla, over there at the SpaceX, over there, saying to him, what do you mean? What do you mean you're not going to be the CEO full time? You're going to phone it in on that really bad phone that sounds like it's from Mars? We don't like that phone. Don't use that phone. We don't want that call. No, come to work. While you're telling everybody to go back to work, you should come to work too. Well, you made it so that they can't go back to work because you literally shut their offices down. They don't have an office anymore. But you do. Come back to work. Take your own advice. And now the profits tank 71%. And so he's saying, okay, I'll come back. But it was a temporary thing anyway. Remember, the gig was like 130 days. So he says he's going to stay, another month? So that would be 130 days. Don't let them bamboozle you. It's like... the Mexican president, Claudia Sheinbaum. She actually says, there's a cartoon that goes around with her on a line, and I guess it was Justin Trudeau from Canada talking to each other on the line. And they're laughing because they said, Donald Trump asked us to do this thing that was, something we were already doing. So we told him we started doing it, and he took the tariffs off. And, Justin Trudeau says to Claudia, same master negotiator. And that's exactly what's going on here with this, I'll go back to Tesla thing. No, he never thought in a million years that Tesla would lose its brand. That's what Elon is. Elon didn't invent that car. Those cars were invented by 2 other guys. Elon came in and branded it as something you wanted, you needed, you had to have if you were a Florida man. Okay, and that's what Donald Trump does too. He slaps his name on other people's work. This guy is not good at business. He's good at marketing. It's a huge difference. So we're watching everything unravel now, as we all knew it had to. But how much did they actually steal? I'm going to say quite a bit. I don't think the tally is done. I don't think the the numbers are small. We know the stock market lost like $6 trillion in investment funds, in money. People moved it. They moved their money to some other thing, whether they moved it to treasuries or whether they moved it to the euro or currencies or whether they moved it to gold or whatever they did. They took it out. It's no longer working capital. And that's a crying shame, okay? That's a crying shame. Now, I'll tell you the other sad thing that was accomplished here for no good reason. the idea that Donald Trump is going to do mass deportations. Okay, so that idea is blown to smithereens. You could probably still find some maggots who think that Donald Trump is somehow creating some magical criminal element that he's deporting, but there is none to deport. I think he ran out of, criminals, day one. And so now he's gone after students who are here on student visas in the Ivy League, okay? These are did you hear about the Russian scientist, the Russian lady? She's here on a student visa at Harvard, no less. She's a cancer researcher, and she was coming into the country with frog embryos. I guess it's some weird stem cell thing. I don't know. I never went to Harvard. Couldn't even imagine. Okay, like what is up her sleeve, like what experiments she wanted to do. And when she came through customs, they said, "Did you declare your frog embryos?" And she's like, "No, I didn't declare." They literally put her in the private prison in Louisiana. Yep, that's where she is. Harvard research lady from Russia, here on a student visa, doing cancer research. Too bad for us. Biden had a moonshot, cancer moonshot, throw everything at it, and we got like an enormous amount of drugs now. An enormous amount. You see them on TV all the time. This one deports the people that are coming up with the cures. For whatever ails you, doesn't matter, they'll deport you. 1,000 students, 1,000 student visas have been terminated by Donald Trump because of this mass deportation thing. He needs to show that he's deporting some damn body, right? So he understands that they have committed no crime. He can't say that they're criminal illegals. He can't invoke, Mrs. Morin or any of the heinous criminals that did get due process that are now sitting in prison for life because they were found guilty by a jury. A jury is how we do it here in 46 minutes. Seriously. That's the way it's supposed to go. And then they go to prison. Bye-bye. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. Clank. See you in the next lifetime, buddy. You're never getting out of here. Okay, that's the way it's supposed to go. But no, he's deporting students who are researchers doing climate science and, rare earth mineral usages and cancer cures and new measles vaccines, apparently. I don't know. All for the sake of saying he fights anti-Semitism now because you can't characterize them as criminals, right? So Mahmoud Khalil, who missed the birth of his son, do you know that? Oh, that breaks my heart. We saw his arrest. He was totally calm, cooperated. His wife was shattered. She was shredded. And she called the lawyer and she said, they just took him away and I don't know what to do. Oh, it was so sad. Well, the baby was born. Mahmoud Khalil is still in the private prison in Louisiana. Why he's in Louisiana, nobody knows. They can't explain it to anybody's satisfaction. That's another thing. Donald Trump took on the courts. He lost. Tried to destroy them. Now you got 2 federal court judges yesterday who were saying, cut the crap, okay, to him. And you got Boasberg saying, what is it about Turn the Planes Around that you didn't understand? And you've got Zinnis saying, this ends here. You're going to swear under oath to the answers to these interrogatories, to these questions I'm asking you. And no, it's not privileged information. And no, you weren't allowed to deport him. And no, he wasn't a gang member. You've produced no evidence at all to support that. And you keep saying it. And this is, this stops now. So that he lost there too. He's losing everywhere. The greatest negotiator in the world. Losing everywhere. Everyone he took on is kicking his ass. Oh, yay. Except there are students that are being deported.
Mary had a little man. The fault. We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
From radio beacon to radio beacon. I have a dream today. Change has come to America.
Keep the faith. This is going to be a disaster.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
It's a figment of your imagination.
Randi Rhodes Show. Turn up your mind.
Many of the news organizations that are represented in this room have marched in lockstep on false narratives, such as the Very Fine People hoax, the Covington smear, and now what's being called the Maryland Man hoax. where an MS-13 gang member adjudicated by 2 different judges, I believe, is just simply being referred to as a Maryland man over and over again. Now, in an effort from the White House to expand access to new companies, you've created this new media seat. So I'm wondering if you can comment on, following this expansion, you've had numerous outlets disparage the companies that you've had sit here, as well as the reporters. I'm wondering if you could comment on the unprofessional behavior, as well as elaborate if there's any plans to expand access to new companies.
Sure. Well, we certainly welcome diverse viewpoints in this room.
This is where I get off. Okay, this is it. This is my stop. I'm off of this. This train crash. Tim Pool is in the Brady briefing room at the White House, the American White House, the White House in Washington D.C. Tim Pool in a sweatshirt and a 1970s beanie. In a hat. He's in the calling professional news organizations unprofessional, and then says, I believe this dad of 3 with 2 autistic kids and a kid with epilepsy is a gang member. I believe 2 courts said, I believe that he's no courts said you believe he was a gang member. No court said he was a gang. Nobody. None, 0, zilch. In fact, the only evidence that was ever presented in 2019 to a court was a gang unit officer in Prince George's County, in Maryland over there, who lied and said that Abrigo Garcia was MS-13, and he knew that because he was standing at the Home Depot looking for day jobs with others, and the others may have been gang members. And he wears a Chicago Bulls hat, and there it is, everybody. And that officer from Prince George's County, and I can't say this enough because my neighbor, who is a canine officer, I told you I live in a neighborhood of, all the women are copsuckers, all of them. They love their husbands deeply. But yeah, I live in a neighborhood full of sheriffs and police officers. And the one on the corner is a canine officer. I feel really bad. His dog just died, and it was a beautiful German Shepherd dog, okay? But he used to work for the Prince George's County Police Force, the Sheriff's Department, sorry. And he's a sheriff now here. And he says that this guy was a scumbag. This guy was trash. And he didn't and hasn't worked in Prince George's County for 20 years. So he would not know anything about Abrigo Garcia in 2019 because 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. No, it's only 6 years. I told you I didn't go to Harvard, but I can count on my fingers. 6 years ago, he was here. He's been on the Palm Beach Sheriff's County's sheriff for 20 years. So he doesn't know. But he's vouching because he used to be on the Prince. Well, the guy who actually said, I'm pretty sure he is a gang member. He wore a Chicago Bulls hat. And what else do you need? I'm a gang officer. I'm a gang. He was fired for misconduct, throwing his credibility into complete and utter disbelief. No one could believe a word this guy said. He had lied about many people, wasting the court's time on people that were not gang members, that were just looking for day jobs at Home Depot. So Tim Pool is in the briefing room saying, I believe 2 judges. Nobody found he. Oh my God. In the court, I don't know if you read, I don't know if you know, I don't know if you should read these decisions that are coming now from the federal courts and from the district court, the federal district courts, on the issue of Abrigo Garcia, on the issue of what facilitate means. Really? Facilitate? We don't know what facilitate. and how Pam Bondi and the whole DOJ ought to be ashamed of themselves for lying to the court. And this stops now. And we will not have any more of this. And you will actually sit under oath and answer these questions that this court has asked you, DOJ, about what this man is doing in El Salvador when he was under a protective order not to send him to El Salvador, specifically not to El Salvador. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. But this is where I have to get off, okay? I really have to leave this train because it's gone. It's you know, listen, I'm an Aussie fan, but it's the crazy train. And I just want you to understand this. People have been writing me, telling me how wonderful I am. Of course. I am, after all, me. No, kidding. But I've been saying to them, listen, here's what I really want you to take away from everything that I'm saying, everything that I've been arguing against and for all these many years. I just want you to observe this little factoid, okay, that exists in pop culture, let's say. I love a good song. I love a lyric. I love a Henley. I love a Wilson sister. Not the 70s Wilsons. The 80s, I skip, and then I come into the current. Like, if you want to hear what's going on in my head right now, go listen to Ann Wilson's got a solo album out, right? And there's a song on it called That Was Then and This Is Now. Yeah, that's kind of where my head is. But the idea that there is a highway to hell and only a stairway to heaven should let you know where they're expecting the traffic. So, in a nutshell, this sums up my 25 years. And I've always known it. And you know it. You feel it. You sense it. You intuitively understand that where we are and where we've been going, every time we switched presidents to a conservative one, every time we switched presidents to somebody who was going to attack the education system or point at this group of people or that group of people and say they're to blame for all your problems, you knew you were on the highway to hell with them. If you signed up for that, that's why there's a highway. And if you didn't, there are fewer of us, and that's why there's only a stairway. And it takes effort to get up that stair. So just wanted to let you know that when Tim Pool shows up in the briefing room, you are in the express lane on the highway to hell. That is inexplicable, inexcusable. That is just might as well pull down your pants and take a crap right there in the Brady briefing room. It's bad enough that you got, BS Barbie up there, okay, who's directly, appearing there straight from the Heritage Foundation, everybody. Give it up for BS Barbie.
And she was so quiet, respectful, not condescending, no interruptions.
They have invited the weirdest people to disgrace and denigrate and defecate in the hallowed halls of Congress, in the hallowed halls of the White House, the briefing room, the Oval Office. The Oval Office. Elon Musk is in the Oval Office in a T-shirt with one of his 14 children, and only one of his 14 children, who is his favorite of the 14 IVF babies, the 14 Petri dish babies, the 14, artificial insemination, babies. But he only likes the one, and he brings that one into, who then has the kid has been trained by his daddy. Obviously, he does what he's taught to do. Goes over to the president of the United States and says, "You're not the president. Get out." Great. You know that kid's going to run for president. You know he is.
All things Randi at RandiRhodes.com.
Go for launch.
Speaking truth to power, the Randi Rhodes Show.
Oh, well, now I have no choice. You do understand, as a constant viewer, as a loyal client of the show, right, that I don't want to take your phone calls because you will make me cry, and that's not a good look for me at this age or any age. The ugly crying face, even Oprah couldn't pull it off. So what makes me think I could? But see, now I have to, because somebody has the hotline number and I answered it. because that's my line. You know, like if, the crap hits the fan and somebody has to reach me, there is there's a line, a number that's different from the one that you have, that like 4 people in the whole freaking world have. And this one here is Jessica. So, hi. It's embarrassing.
Aw. Well, I just wanted to tell you, I never thought Bounce Your Boobies would make me emotional, but here we are.
Brett, too.
I've been waiting to hear that song.
Brett, too. He was like almost in tears. He was like, oh, my God. It's the last time. Who's going to say it's Friday, you best? Who's going to do that? I can't go there. I just can't.
I'm going to say it's Friday, you bastards, every Friday.
Well, it's Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, you bastards, because they're going to rerun this show every single day this week. I swear to God. That's what they told me. So.
Well, I'm not here to make you cry. I'm just here to tell you how proud I am of you, and thank you for your service.
Well, if you made me cry, you know what I would say to you, right?
What?
Jessica, no.
Papa, no.
You can't be a Buddhist. You're not Chinese. We can't move to Taiwan.
Well, if I'm the only one that makes it today, from everybody who loves you, we love you so much, and we thank you.
I love you more, Nag. I love you so much. I can't even tell you how much, really. You are my whole life. You are everything.
Oh, back at you.
Thank you.
Bounce your boobies.
Get into the swing. Ow, 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 ow. See, now that you're all grown up, you understand what the ow was about, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. I love you. Thank you for calling me.
I love you more.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh. All right, here's my brother David.
We'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Keep smiling through just like you always do, till the blue skies chase those dark clouds far away. And I will please say hello to the folks that you know. Tell them you won't be long. They'll be happy to know that as I saw you go, you were singing this song. Oh, we'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. My sister, I can.
Beauty.
So here's the thing, sister.
Okay.
3 weeks ago, I was in Wichita on a really rainy, winds blustering like they took the nannies away at the beginning of Mary Fun, and saw 1,700 people around the courthouse for that first hands-off protest. But then a week ago Monday, I was in Phoenix to participate in the ACT UP LA Oral History Project. All I could think of was when cousin Greg and cousin Anthony and my other sister from another sister, Leona, and I came to see you in Phoenix.
Oh, right.
And across the book counter, you said to me, and you looked me right in the eye and said, you know, don't you? And you were talking about something much bigger than what we talk about on the show. And I went, yes. And I pointed to myself and said, and you know, don't you? And you said, yes. And you know, and I know, and we're a very knowledgeable family.
What the hell were we talking about?
It was cosmic. It was a cosmic moment. And we'll just leave it at that.
Look, there, brother. It's just some cosmic debris.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Lesson 20.
20.
Be as courageous as you can. If none of us is prepared to die for freedom, then all of us will die under tyranny.
Yeah, it's one of those. Either we will hang together or we will all hang separately. It is that.
That's right.
That is the moment we are in. So
that is where we're at.
I love you very much. Thank you for calling me on this wonderful day. I will remember this phone call forever, and I appreciate you.
To you, Citizen Brett, Comrade Sean, the Howard, Ms. Jessica, all the people in the chat room, and all the listeners, you have earned what's coming for you in terms of, relaxing and retiring. And now finally, the gorgeous Bertles friendship can be underway for real.
Oh, I think, what's her face with the big butt? The Kardashian. I think she sort of Nailed it. You know what I mean? She took my idea and ran with it because, she had a couple of mil and I had nothing. I had a Kickstarter.
Well, yeah, there it is.
But that's what I wanted to do with my life, honestly. If people were ever wondering, like, what would she have done if she didn't do this? What would that Mouth of the South do?
Lovely lingerie.
Yes, I would have done gorgeous girdles for everyone. I would have made the best looking shapewear. I used to wear this stuff. It's by a company called Veronica. Okay, this thing was armor. It was It was like pure latex. This
like
thing,
Grandma used to wear. Yeah.
Yeah, it had bones in it. Oh, it hurt like hell. And I wore it every single freaking day, which is why I wanted to make shapewear that didn't have those features. But the Kardashians and the Skims thing is pretty freaking good.
But they're going to implode.
I don't know.
I wish nothing but the best for all of us. There are still, for all of us, the people are coming.
Thank you. Yes,
and
they
it's
are.
the end of an era and a beginning of a new one. Love you always.
Love you always.
Mwah.
Mwah. Back to you. Yeah, I mean, that's what I would have done. And Jessica knows it too. We could have kept her on the line. She would have sworn by it. That was what my goal was, my dream. My dream was to create gorgeous, gorgeous girdles for everyone, and not just a few. Everyone. Because I did wear armor, and I used to call it the armor. And I mean, oh my God. I just stopped wearing this. People go, why do you always wear black? Because I'm not wearing the armor anymore, okay? And nice clothes require shapewear if you're me. And I am, after all, say it with me, Jess, me. From working girl. That's how Jessica and I talk to each other. Okay, we shorthand everything through movies and Sex and the City. Okay, like if she's trying to tell me, that she's on a bad date, she will actually say something bad just happened, and I know exactly what she's saying. I have to go. Something bad just happened. It's just the way it is. It's just the way, and I love my peeps. Okay, the ones that are really close to me, they know this about me. They don't care. They're good. All right. I guess we'll take a break, and I will tend to your need to make me cry. I will tend to that. I will say, Stephanie Miller left me a voicemail, made me cry. It didn't answer the phone. I don't want to answer the phone. I don't want to cry. Okay, and then John Fugelsang left me the best message of anybody. It just said, I love you. Beautiful. Nice, sweet, short. Didn't make a mockery of the whole thing. I mean, and Bob Seska, the redhead from Stephanie's show. I never met her. She left a message with Sean or something, I guess. She'll miss me. We never knew each other. You see, this is truth.
Call in, connect.
Yeah.
To speak to Randi, call 561-270-3844. 561-270-3844.
All righty. Erica in Texas. Hi. All right, then. Erica? Nope. I don't know who that is.
This is Mary.
Mary. Hello, Mary.
Hi, Randy.
Hi, Mary.
I've been listening to you since the first day of Air America.
And I look exactly the same, don't I?
Yeah, you do. We were saying how wonderful you look,
Thanks.
my partner and I.
Aw.
And I never called because I'm really nervous, and I hope to get through this.
You will. Jessica was nervous too. I could tell. I know her so well. She was scared. I was too. It's unnerving, the whole thing.
And I don't want to make you cry, and I don't want to cry. But I'm really going to you. More important than that, I had to call to thank you for your years of service to our democracy, for being our fact finder, truth finder, truth teller, teacher, entertainer. You can make us laugh even when things are bad.
Oh, thanks.
I want you to leave knowing you've made a real difference. Like, your example of courage has inspired us. And even, I started to think, even you're retiring, it's an example for us to take care of ourselves and each other. especially now. So we survived this madness.
Yeah.
And, you know, I do believe it's going to get bad, but, you know, I think we're going to win in the end. And I think they're going to crash it, and we can rebuild it as long as we stay strong. And, you know, we can rebuild even better. And
build back better, as they say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
there was
you know,
there was something about build back better that everybody should take to heart and know that those were the blueprints to how to make a better 21st century. Those were actually the blueprints that we can follow once this is done, once this is over.
Right.
Yeah. There's a roadmap for us to pick up and follow. Just build back better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And make sure that there's guardrails so that this can never, ever happen again. And what do I mean by that? Well, let's make a law, okay, that will pass constitutional muster, or let's amend the Constitution itself to make it not possible to be a convicted felon and run for president, let alone be the president, okay? Let's just take care of that little detail, that little, thing that we left out of our Constitution because we never needed to worry about it before, but we do now. So that we never send a signal to the world that we would elect a crazy man, not once, but twice, and the second time after he was a convicted felon, so that the whole world, he talks all the time about how we're a laughingstock in the whole world's laughing at us. That is why. Because we did that. So let's just tighten it up just a tad, just a touch, just a hint, just a hair, and say, we really don't want felons being the president of the United States. And by the way, the Supreme Court, that decision on immunity for the president of the United States, that was almost as bad as Citizens United, where a situation where Elon Musk, a billionaire, or so they say, the richest man in the world, okay, was able to buy Twitter for $44 billion, but only spent $250 million buying the presidency. Now, can you see the problem with that math? Can you see why that's not a good thing? I think you can, no matter what side of the aisle you are on. That is a problem, but the bigger problem, well, that is the biggest problem. The second biggest problem is that we need to tighten it up about having a felon president and giving that president immunity. Yeah, the Supreme Court has got to either expand or be term limited. You choose. Up to you. Patrick in California.
Randi, I'm gutted.
Oh, no.
Absolutely gutted. Love you so much. You with the 1-2 punch coming out of Tom's show have been my sanity sanctuary. And I know, I speak for everybody, I'm going to miss you desperately. And you got to do what you have to do for you, what's good for you. And we're going to miss you awfully.
Here's a dirty
And I have an awkward question I wanted to ask you.
You wanted to talk to me at all? Okay, go ahead.
I feel really uncomfortable asking you this, and I've wanted to for a long time because I don't know if it's tone deaf. I don't even know if it's appropriate. My dad was from Ireland. My mom was from Fresno. I have always wished my life that I had some part of the tribe in my family tree. And sadly, no. And whereas I don't understand how women like Marjorie Taylor Greene or Betsy DeVos even exist in the wild, I don't understand the concept of an Israeli fascist or a Jewish Nazi. I don't understand how people like Bibi Netanyahu, Stephen Miller, Paul Wolfowitz, Richard Perle. I was wondering if you could hold my hand and make the unexplainable somehow make sense. Because I've always held the Jewish people and the Israeli people in the highest regard. And like I said, I wish I had some ancestry in my family tree, but I've never understood these people. I always feel like anyone from the Israeli or Jewish descent I should be the best of the best, and these are the people who've championed humanity. And I don't understand how there's a Bibi Netanyahu or a Stephen Miller in the world.
Okay, so they're broken. That's number one. Number two, that's like saying that all gay men have good taste. That is.
That's okay.
You see what I'm saying? That's just not true. It's just it's not true. And the idea that he's fighting anti-Semitism when every other word out of the conservative playbook is George Soros, okay, a Hungarian Holocaust survivor. Please give me a break. They're broken people. They're broken. That's it.
I feel weird even asking you the question, but
fine.
it haunts me.
You're gonna have to get on with it, really. I mean, yeah, it has nothing to do with anything. It's not like
it's random.
Yeah, it's very rando, and it's very willy nilly, and it's like this guy over here. Some people want power at any price, and that's it. And other people will pay dollars for it, like Elon, and other people will sell out their own tribe. I mean, you have Uncle Tom's, right? You have all kinds of betrayers in various groups of people. And I consider them broken,
I feel like I'm trying not to be broken. I'm just trying to be the best I can be.
Yeah, well, that's all you can do, right? But, yeah, we have people who are complete examples of shattered brain syndrome or just power hungry, whatever it takes, I'll do it, including sellout, I mean... But you can't make generalities about anybody, like this Pope. I liked this Pope. I liked him. I didn't like the Nazi popes. But I like this one, the one that just died. I like Francis. He's Neil God.
This is the Randi Rhodes Show. To speak with Randi, dial 561-270-3844. That's 561-270-3844.
Last segment. All right, Lewis in New Jersey.
Randi, I don't know what I'm going to do. I just want to thank you. You've educated all of us. You've educated me especially. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I don't know what I'm going to do at my 3 o'clock right now. I think I'm going to have to, I'm going to need some kind of a rehabilitation. I'll have to check in somewhere to figure out what to do at my 3 o'clock.
So you know what I'm going to keep active? You know what? If you are looking for me and you want, I'm going to keep my Substack up because I'm the only one that is that Substack. Do you know what I'm saying? Like there's no other person or entity involved. It's not like it's a distribution, outlet. It's mine. And so, yeah, if you want to check in with me at Substack. I'll be there.
I will. Randi, I love you.
I love you too. Thank you so much. And I will miss you. And so that's the whole point of having this little portion of the conversation. I'm going to leave the Substack up because, first of all, I don't know, some people out there remember every syllable I ever uttered, okay? I know Brother David remembers this, but I actually started this thing because I wanted to sell a book that I wrote. And I never did, but they told me at the publishing houses all different things. And some of them were, really honest and they were, unkind in their kindness, which is what it takes. But most of them said, oh, well, you need followers. You need social media followers. You have to be what they're calling an influencer, see? And so I thought, oh, my God. And I talked to my family about it. Jessica, I don't know if you understand. Jessica works for, I don't think she wants me to say. Which show, but Jessica works on MTV. She's a huge producer. And so, and my ex-husband is a TV and film producer. My other friend Rory is a document. We're All Plastic People. That's Rory's film. Okay. So they all had these ideas about this. And I said, I can't, I already did it once. Blah, blah, blah. No, you build it. They will come. So I said, all right, you know what? We'll do a Kickstarter. And let's see if people really want to see the show come back. Well, oh my God, we raised like $100,000 that way. And that's what bought this studio. That's what built. I bought all the equipment with that money. And it's lasted 10 years. Thank you very much. I mean, it was a good spend on your part if you enjoy this show. So anyway, that's why I start. But the book it's not finished. It lost its charm somewhere in the middle of it, which was the best feedback I got from a really serious publisher. She was so honest with me. I loved it. And so I have to go back and rewrite like at least 2/3 of it. The front part is fine. It's good. Well, the front part I loved. The writing was great. But I love to write is the point. And so I will write instead of broadcasting, okay? And on Substack, you can actually turn on the camera if I wanted to. And so if I wanted to show you some of the most delicious dishes that I make, and Brett will vouch, I make the best lemon meringue pie.
Anybody out there that thinks they know somebody that makes lemon meringue pie, and that's a few of you because nobody makes it themselves, it was perfect.
No, I do a lot of I do a lot of weeknight dinners. I don't know what I want to do, to communicate with you in a macro sense, but in the sense of keeping something up so we can talk to each other, I will keep the Substack. It's Randi Rhodes at Substack.com. It's easy, and it's a place where you could write, and I like that idea. I like the whole idea of being like there and not having to meet deadlines and not having to put my head down every freaking day and read 80,000 newspapers and 40,000 other Substacks and like Joyce Vance. I have to read her every day because she's the best at explaining legal. If you need help. But anyway, that's what I'll do. So Substack is where you'll find me, okay? RandiRhodes.substack. This way you don't have to be gutted or shredded or cry because I will just be a click away, okay? And if you want to learn how to cook, I'll show you. You know what I would exchange? You know what I would do if we were going to barter a little bit? Like trade? No tariffs, some might say. But if we were going to do that, I would love, Jessica sent me, she's so good. She heard my show the other day where I was saying, but Karen goes and plays a canasta every week, and she's so happy. And that one over there, she crochets, and I want to crochet. And this one makes beaded flowers, and they're beautiful, and it's so relaxing. So Jessica sent me a starter kit for crochet, where you crochet these little succulent plants. It looks a lot harder than in person. But I would trade you, cooking technique for crochet technique. I would trade you. So there's a lot we can do. There's a lot we can do together. So that's one of them. Where should I go? Bjorn? Nope. Bjorn? Hello. Bjorn? No. Where?
I don't know.
No. Where do I go?
Oh, try 2, 4, or 5.
There's no. Oh, 2. No, I have 1, 2, 3 is ringing. Okay. Dana in Colorado.
Oh, Randi.
Yeah.
I adore you so much.
Of course you do.
I've been listening to you since the Air America days. You are on my car radio every day.
Oh.
I'm going to try not to cry.
Don't cry.
My kids used to beg me to listen to music instead of politics.
Oh, I
but
know
not
that.
in my car. And I actually was lucky enough to meet you in person at a celebration at the local station in Boulder years ago. And I was lucky enough to be able to talk with you and take a photo with you, which I still treasure to this day. And I'm going to miss listening to you so much.
You know, that
and
day.
Your wisdom and your sassiness so much. But more than that, I care about you and your health. And we'll all be thinking about you and wondering how you're doing and sending you the best of thoughts.
Send it.
I'm thinking about you tomorrow.
Thank you.
And I just had to tell you thank you. And I love you, Randi.
Thank you, Dana. I remember you, if that helps you.
You do not.
Yes, I do. We were in Denver, Colorado. Tom was there. He was selling books.
Jay Marvin was there.
Yeah. I remember that. Stephanie was there. Yeah. I don't know if Fugelsang was there or not, but yeah, I remember that day.
It was so long ago, but I was so excited to meet you.
I think Stephanie proposed to me that day.
I loved you for so long.
Me love you long time too, Dana. Stop crying. Please don't cry. Don't cry. Don't cry. Don't cry. Don't cry. Don't cry. Don't.
I'm gonna miss you and your sassiness. And I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
And the best future ever.
Thank you. I appreciate that so very much, really. I honestly do. From the cockles of my warmth and the heart, whatever. Now, I'm trying to make time for you, but I don't know.
Well,
I don't know what to do.
This is all you had to do, and I'm glad you did. And I'm going to keep it quick. You know, a spazzy, ADD-addled amateur came floating in this studio 9 years ago, and
Everyone has ADD.
and you gave him a job, and you allowed me to grow and learn with you and make mistakes, and then make a lot more mistakes. And you were always professional, and you were always supportive. And although I'm going to miss a lot of this, what I think I'm going to miss most, Randi, is coming in and the time I got to spend with you before the show, talking and getting unfettered access to your genius. And I learned more. I learned more pre-show here than I did the 40 previous years that I knew you. And I love you, and you're my family.
So that's the thing, you know, Brett and Jessica and Scotty, who was our first, real producer on this iteration of the Randi Rhodes Show. They all grew up in my house. So that's kind of like why this thing feels like family, because it is family. And then we got the redheaded stepchild, Sean, that sits over there in Virginia, who never ever came to visit us except for the time that he got the job, then just never, ever, ever showed up again, ever. Just remote. Everything's remote. He's, like if Elon wanted to tell somebody that they had to go to work in person, I would say you should have told him. But yeah, I mean, this is what I keep trying to say to people. I will miss you too. I will miss you so much. I will miss my daily routine. I will miss knowing things that I can't wait to tell you. I will miss screaming and being screamed at. I will miss, the C word being yelled at me by some wretched MAGA guy in Arkansas somewhere, So in that case, I just want you to know we can still talk to each other and be connected at randirhodes.substack.com. And don't say goodbye, because I'm not going to. I'm just going to say, see you later. And I will. See you later.